everyone! Welcome back to the Arizona Science Center Early Learning Live. We're so happy for you to be joining us here this morning. Today we're going to be reading the book Everybody Needs a Rock by Bird Baylor with pictures by Peter Parnell. It's a fun book that'll teach us a little bit about observing rocks in the world around us. So let's go ahead and get started with our story. Okay. Everybody needs a rock. I'm sorry for kids who don't have a rock for a friend. I'm sorry for kids who only have tricycles, bicycles, horses, elephants, goldfish, 3-room playhouses, fire engines, wind-up dragons, and things like that, if they don't have a rock for a friend. That's why I'm giving them my own 10 rules for finding a rock. Not just any rock, I mean a special rock that you find yourself and keep as long as you can, maybe forever. She has her special rock right there, the little brown rock. That's her special rock. We're going to learn how to find our own special rocks here today. If somebody says, "What's so special about that rock?" Don't even tell them. I don't. Nobody is supposed to know what's special about another person's rock. All right. Here are the rules. Do any of you already have a special rock? If so, we'll see if you followed these 10 rules when you found it. Rule number 1. If you can, go to a mountain made out of nothing but 100 million small, shiny, beautiful, roundish rocks. But if you can't, any place will do, even an alley, even a sandy road. Yeah, you can find rocks wherever you are. Maybe just go out into your front or backyard. You might be able to find a special rock. Rule number 2. When you are looking at rocks, don't let mothers or fathers or sisters or brothers or even best friends talk to you. You should choose a rock when everything is quiet. Don't let dogs bark at you or bees buzz at you. But if they do, don't worry. The worst thing you can do is go rock hunting when you are worried. She's sitting nice and peacefully and quiet while she looks for her special rock. Rule number 3. Bend over. More, even more. You may have to sit on the ground with your head almost touching the earth. You have to look a rock right in the eye. Otherwise, don't blame me if you can't find a good one. When picking out a rock, it's good to get real up close to it so you can really make some good observations about your rock before you pick it. Rule number 4. Don't get a rock that is too big. You'll always be sorry it won't fit your hand right, and it won't fit your pocket. A rock as big as an apple is too big. A rock as big as a horse is much too big. Have any of you ever seen a rock as big as a horse? That'd be a big, big rock. See, the rock she has is much smaller. It fits nicely in her hand, so her special rock works for her. Rule number 5. Don't choose a rock that is too small. It will only be easy to lose, or a mouse might eat it thinking that it is a seed. Believe me, that happened to a boy in the state of Arizona. There's the mouse. See, that rock is really small. That'd be easy to confuse for a seed. Rule number 6. The size must be perfect. It has to feel easy in your hand when you close your fingers over it. It has to feel jumpy in your pocket when you run. Some people touch a rock 1,000 times a day. There aren't many things that feel as good as a rock if the rock is perfect. You want a rock that feels good to hold it. Rule number 7. Look for the perfect color. That could be a sort of pinkish gray with bits of silvery shine in it. Some rocks that look brown are really other colors, but you only see them when you squint and when the sun is right. Another way to see colors is to dip your rock in a clear mountain stream if one is passing by. Or you could wash it off in a hose or a sink if you're not out by running water. See, she's washing her rock in the stream so she can see the beautiful color. Rule number 8. The shape of the rock is up to you. There is a girl in Alaska who only likes flat rocks. Don't ask me why. I like them lumpy. The thing to remember about shapes is this. Any rock looks good with hundreds of other rocks around it on a hill, but if your rock is going to be special, it should look good by itself in the bathtub. If you've ever been to a mountain, maybe South Mountain, Camelback Mountain, we have so many here in Arizona, even in Phoenix, and you look up the mountain, all of the rocks look so good surrounded by all of the other rocks. So you want to make sure when you're picking a rock, you pick one that looks good when you take it home. Rule number 9. Always sniff a rock. Rocks have their own smells. Some kids can tell by sniffing whether a rock came from the middle of the earth or from an ocean or from a mountain where wind and sun touched it every day for 1,000,000 years. You'll find out that grown-ups can't tell these things. Too bad for them. They just can't smell as well as kids can. That's right, kids. You guys are the best at sniffing out the best rocks. So make sure you find one that's appealing to you. I love that the sun almost looks like a rock right there. Rule number 10. Don't ask anybody to help you choose. I've seen a lizard pick one rock out of a desert full of rocks and go sit there alone. I've seen a snail pass up 20 rocks and spend all day getting to the one it wanted. You have to make up your own mind. You'll know. There's the lizard sitting on his own special rock. He was able to pick it out all by himself. All right, that's 10 rules. If you think of any more, write them down yourself. I'm going out to play a game that takes just me and one rock to play. I happen to have a rock here in my hand. Okay, that was our story again. It was Everybody Needs a Rock by Bird Baylor with pictures by Peter Parnell. Wasn't that a good story? I sure learned about how to pick out a special rock for me today. In fact, I was so inspired by that book that I went out this morning and found myself a very special rock. I found it outside when I went for a walk, and I want to show you how to turn your special rock into a pet rock. Pet rocks are some of the best kinds of pets because they don't need food, they don't need water, they don't need to be taken out to go to the bathroom. They can just be your friend forever and ever. So I want you guys to go out today, if you go for a walk with your parents, and try to find your own special rock. But how do you turn just a rock? Because it is kind of not as exciting as I want it to be into a pet rock. Well, I have some supplies to kind of liven up my rock. The first thing I want to do is give it some eyes. I'm just gonna draw on eyes, but if you have maybe googly eyes at home, you can go ahead and glue those on. I'm gonna make it smile because I personally like when things are smiling at me. And then I want to give my rock some hair or fur. So I'm gonna take a cotton ball and maybe just push it out. And I'm gonna take some glue and glue it on my rock. And now my pet rock has some eyes, a face, and some fun hair. He almost looks like a revolutionary figure with their white powdered wig. I kind of like it. I don't want to add too much, otherwise I think my pet rock would be a little cluttered. When you're done designing your pet rock, you need to find a special spot for your pet rock to sit. I think for me, I'm gonna leave him out in my backyard so he can be with all the other rocks and I can still visit him. When you are picking out rocks, we have so many here in Arizona. You might come across some kind of boring ones with weird shapes, but these are pretty plain. You might see some that are crystals. Or you may find our state gemstone, turquoise. Right there, that's turquoise. That's our state gemstone. We have so many rocks here in Arizona. So make sure that you get some time outside today and find your own special rock. Then turn it into your own pet rock. Go ahead and leave a picture of your pet rock in the comments so we can see all of these new, fun, fabulous friends that you make today. Otherwise, feel free to tune back in tomorrow morning for another Early Learning Live, or go to our website, azscience.org, to watch all of our videos, fun DIYs, so much fun things to do. But otherwise, again, my name is Emma, and it was so fun being here with you today. Bye!